Good morning, citizens. How are you guys doing on this beautiful Monday? Good morning. Good morning. I see we already have a lot of you guys in the chat. Welcome to another episode of Objection Celebrity Court Chatter. It's the Monday Medley today. We have lots to get into. Who all is here? Good morning, Jesse and Max. Just snooping. Periwinkle. Good morning, you guys. How are y'all? How was the weekend? I know we had a lot of chaos last week with the Blake Lively and Baldoni case. Hey, Periwinkle. And yeah, there was a lot of disappointment with the judge, but I thought we'd take a break from it this morning. We will touch a little bit on Blake Lively when it comes to Taylor's new album. But we're going to take a little break from Baldoni versus Lively. We might touch on it at the end if we have some time. But we're doing our Monday medley today, and you have Bad Bunny and Taylor Swift on the thumbnail with Ticketmaster in the back and a phone buying tickets. And it says Ticket Chaos Exposed, Monday Medley, and more. So we're going to get into Bad Bunny fans and Taylor Swift fans who went to the FTC in regards to ticket prices for the concerts. We're going to get into the lawsuit against Key Investment Group by the FTC, who was buying a bunch of Taylor Swift Eras Tour tickets. And we already did an episode on that one, but we're going to update you guys and give you the court listener link and all that for that. And then also Bad Bunny fans in California started to contact the FTC about ticket prices and differences in prices from when they were being bought. And so sure enough, now Ticketmaster is being sued by the FTC. This happened last week. And we're also going to go over the huge win that the FTC got against Amazon, who they were also suing. And so we'll see if it'll be the same result for Ticketmaster because they lasted 2 days in court before this giant settlement. So Periwinkle said, chaos for sure. I have lively fatigue now. I'm ready for Ticketmaster. My blood pressure isn't high enough. Well, a lot of you guys wanted the Ticketmaster last week, and I had not gotten around to it because we ended up doing mostly Blake stuff last week, I believe. And then someone's like, are you going to get to the FTC stuff? And I had a couple DMs letting me know about the Amazon because that happened, I believe, Wednesday or Thursday when Amazon, when they won against Amazon. And so I had a couple DMs on that one. So we're going to go over that. And then Bad Bunny, if you guys haven't watched the episode that I did with all his lawsuits, he just got announced yesterday as the 2026 Super Bowl opening halftime, whatever, the halftime show. What is it called? He's basically going to do the halftime show. I'm trying to think of it. Lead. What do they call it? Like the main performer. And so we're going to get into whether his lawsuits are going to affect his performance or his collaborations if he wants to bring anybody out. And then we're also going to get into Taylor Swift's new albums, if there's any Easter eggs that are coming out that could potentially be about Blake. Is it going to be about her lawsuit? What's this album going to be about? It comes out Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe. Is it Wednesday? Who knows when it comes out? I believe it's the 3rd. So maybe Friday? Friday's the 3rd? So we'll get into that. And then we're finally going to get into the Kim Kardashian and Ray J stuff because that is so spicy. Kim Kardashian sent a cease and desist to Perez Hilton, which we later find out was just a standard cease and desist letter that got sent to all these outlets. And we have an update on that because it seems like a lot of outlets took that Ray J rumor down. And remember, you guys, I told you guys, let me put up my banner. Here we only do things for entertainment purposes, allegedly. Like, for real, don't sue me. So I told you guys that day that I was reporting on it that I was like, okay, this is the last time I'm going to report on it because there's certain stuff that's, spicy to report on. And I know that there's other content creators that have been getting shadow banned and things like that because of certain things that they report on. So we have to be really, really careful. And that was one that ended up, hey, beautiful people. What's Smiley saying? She's saying, giving my dishes and my daughter's a bath, not together. So mostly listening. Love to CJ, love to mods, love to chat. Thank you so much, Miley. I appreciate it. Love the listen. Good for some chores, and it's going to be a good one. So we're going to just get right into it. We're going to start off with the Ticketmaster Ticket Chaos. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Well, let's go ahead and start off with the Amazon lawsuit. That's what I'm going to start off with. Let me start off with the Amazon lawsuit, and then we'll get into the Ticketmaster because this is a win for the FTC. And also, I have some episodes coming up on they don't do that well because it's not like the algorithm doesn't pick them up, but I'm trying to figure out how to package them. But we have 2 Disney lawsuits that are super spicy. And then we have one with Paramount and Skydance that's also super spicy. So I was thinking of doing like a corporate one. I was going to try and do it with the FTC stuff, but it actually needs like its own episodes for those 3 because I know Paramount has entered the picture now with Josh Greenstein and in the Baldoni case that moved from Sony to Paramount. And I know that we talk a lot about Paramount and Skydance when it comes to Ryan Reynolds. And so I thought that one would be a spicy one that we could get into. And then there was 2 that were Disney lawsuits. One is over copyright on Steamboat Willie that I thought was pretty cool. And there's another one, I forget what it's. Oh, it's the Disney shareholders are going after Disney over the Jimmy Kimmel stuff. So I thought that one was spicy. So let me know in the comments if you guys are interested in maybe those Disney lawsuits, Paramount, like more like corporate type lawsuits too, not just with celebrities, more like against media or studios. If you guys are interested in that, and I can pull up an episode on those because I was reading those over the weekend and they were pretty interesting actually. Good morning, Joe. Just getting home from work. Oh, I forget how it's so late over there. So it's not morning, it's afternoon. I'm officially cultured. You say Creedence Clearwater Revival. My next will be Life of a Showgirl. That's actually really, really cool that you have. I love Creedence Clearwater Revival because they're the ones that sing Have You Ever Seen the Rain, right? I want to know. Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen the rain? I always mess up lyrics, y'all. Okay, so let's get into it. I was doing this before I got into my rant about Disney and Paramount lawsuits. But if you guys want lawsuits outside of celebrities, let me know because those ones seemed interesting. I guess they're celebrity adjacent because Disney is celebrity adjacent. So okay, so we're going to start with this one because this is the one that they just won. It says FTC takes action. And what I love about the FTC is that right on their website, they have, let me put myself down here so you guys can see bigger. Right on the website, they have all the lawsuits or anything. It's under press releases. So they'll put out a press release. So this was in 2023. FTC takes action against Amazon for enrolling consumers in Amazon Prime without consent and sabotaging their attempts to cancel. Complaint outlines details of companies' known failures to address non-consensual subscriptions and cancellation trickery. And so the FTC filed that complaint against Amazon, saying that they were using manipulative, coercive, or deceptive user interface designs known as dark patterns to trick consumers into enrolling in automatically renewing Prime subscriptions. And so this is something that's been going on for a long time. Like whenever you want to cancel something there's usually like no button or it'll be like way in the bottom or whatever. So FTC took action. And then what happened next is that they went to court. So in the description below, like always, I always give you guys the full tea. This one was on Court Listeners, so I have that link. So if you guys want to go check out, like if you guys want to be legal nerds and go read it and check it out, it's here. And so this was September 25th, the minute entry where they came to a stipulated order basically for monetary relief. So we're going to pull that one up here. And see what the stipulated order was. It's 26 pages, so let me scroll to the bottom. Let me see. Well, maybe we'll just skip to because this will summarize it all. We'll just skip to the article. But that link is at the bottom. So if you guys want to see all the paperwork, it's all at the bottom. So Amazon agrees to record $2.5 billion settlement over claims it tricked customers. Amazon has ended a 2-year dispute with the federal government by opening up its wallet. The e-commerce giant reached a historic $2.5 billion settlement with the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, 2 days after lawyers for the company and the government duked it out in court. The FTC claimed the online retail giant tricked customers into signing up for its Prime memberships and made it difficult for them to cancel. The Seattle company will pay $1 billion in civil penalties, the largest FTC fine in the agency's history. Amazon admits no wrongdoing in the settlement. So they settled and they're admitting no wrongdoing. I have a feeling like there might be a settlement coming with the Blake Lively stuff, and I want to do a video on it because I know everybody has Lively fatigue from the weekend, but I want to do a video on what some of these lawyers have been saying. I had compiled some stuff from Omar, Cassidy, Little Girl Attorney, and NAG, and what they were saying about the motion on the on the judgment for pleadings. And I thought it was interesting because a lot of people think that a lot of these claims, that actions that Blake Lively has, are going to be dropped. And so I thought it was really interesting how some lawyers thought some of them would be kept, some of them thought that. So I was comparing all of them. So I think it'd be cool for an episode, and just to get some eyeballs on their content, because it was really good content. So if I don't have anything to report on tomorrow morning, I might do tomorrow morning's episode on that. And if not, I'll just make a video. But yeah, so anyways, it reminded me about settlements with no wrongdoing, because I remember Perez Hilton also said that when he was talking about the text messages that, Taylor Swift handed over, that, he was talking about some kind of settlement maybe in the works in the future or whatever. So anyways, it might be something like that where nobody admits wrongdoing and they just go their separate ways, but who knows? So anyways, continuing on this, another $1.5 billion will be paid to the impacted consumers. And eligible Prime customers include those who have signed up for a membership via the company's single page checkout between June 23rd, 2009 to June 23rd, 2025. So if any of you guys have Prime or Amazon, you might be eligible for compensation. Claimants will have to show that they were unintentionally enrolled in Prime or were deterred from canceling their subscriptions. Then they must show they barely used Prime benefits, like the app's video or music streaming. Shoppers with successful claims, they can expect $51. So each person will get $51. Amazon must generate the payout in the next 90 days. The company will alert customers that they can file a claim. The trial in Seattle started on Monday after the case was filed 2 years ago during the Biden administration. Today, the Trump-Vance FTC made history and secured a record-breaking monumental win for the millions of Americans who are tired of deceptive subscriptions that feel impossible to cancel. The evidence showed that Amazon used sophisticated subscription traps designed to manipulate consumers into enrolling in Prime, and then made it exceedingly hard for consumers to end their subscriptions. The company did not immediately respond for comment. As part of the agreement, Amazon's shoppers will see a new page design when they make their next purchase. The company can no longer use the yellow "No, I don't want free shipping" button before a customer places their order. Instead, the company agreed it will change the webpage to include conspicuous disclosures about its Prime memberships. Right now, a subscription to Amazon Prime costs $14.99 or $139. The company denied any wrongful lawsuits. But I thought it was interesting that it says the FTC, the Trump-Vance FTC, because during the Biden FTC, we're going to get into the Ticketmaster stuff. Biden did say that he signed something into law basically saying that, you can't tag on extra fees, which was what the Bad Bunny fans were complaining about to the FTC. They were basically saying, like, the ticket says $200 per ticket, and then it should be, $400 for 2 tickets. But then by the time they went to go check out, it was like $790 because of all these attached fees. So the Biden administration had said, watch it with these fees, but nothing ever happened. Like, nobody ever imposed it or anything. And so when Trump-Vance came in, Trump signed this new law that was like, you can't do that to people and ticket consumers or whatever. And so I guess this is why Ticketmaster is coming. And I don't know if I saved that article that had this whatever bill Trump signed, but I thought that was interesting that that this administration is really looking out for the people, because these are lawsuits that have been going on for a while. One of them, this one was actually from 2023, and then the other one was from 2024 is when fans started to, was the Eras tour, right? So that was 2024, 2025. So let me go ahead and get into that one. So it seems like they won for that. So we'll see what happens with this one because it says FTC. So this is the one that was filed back in August against the reseller called Key Investment Group that was buying up all the Eras tickets. And this is when the Swifties started to contact the FTC and all that stuff. It says FTC takes action against ticket resellers for using illegal tactics to bypass ticket limit protections in violation of better online ticket sales. And so it says FTC alleges the defendants have bypassed Ticketmaster's protections and purchased hundreds of thousands of tickets to resell at a significant markup. Okay, so this is where it says the executive order. President Trump made it clear in his March executive order the unscrupulous middlemen who harm fans and jack up prices through anti-competitive methods will hear from us, said FTC Chairman Andrew N. Ferguson. Today's action puts brokers on notice that the Trump-Vance FTC will police operations that unlawfully circumvent ticket sellers, purchase limits, ensuring that consumers have an opportunity to buy tickets at fair price. The scheme was operated by Maryland-based ticket broker Key Investment Group, and we kind of went over it on its own episode somewhere down there. I believe it's under the IP one that I did with Chris Brown. I believe that's the same episode, but the complaint alleges that the defendants were often able to bypass you know how there's a limit of how many you can buy. It says using thousands of Ticketmaster's accounts, utilizing thousands of virtual and traditional credit card numbers, hiding IP addresses, using SIM boxes. These tactics allowed the defendants to purchase at least 379,776 tickets in over a year at a cost of nearly $57 million. Defendants resold a portion of those tickets to secondary marketplaces for approximately $64 million. So they made about a little less than 10 million in profit for just one Taylor Swift concert. So this is the Eras tour. The defendants allegedly used 49 different accounts to purchase 273 tickets, dramatically exceeding the Eras tour's 2023 6-ticket purchase limit per event. They then resold those tickets at a significant markup. The complaint alleges that the defendants violated the FTC and the Better Online Ticket Sales Act. I believe this is the act that that Trump implemented, or I'm not sure if that's the one Biden did, but one of these is, which makes it illegal for any person to circumvent security measures. So this is the one that we had gone over that was in regards to the Taylor Swift, and I put all the links below. But this is the proposed briefing schedule when we can see upcoming updates on this. So I'm just updating you guys on this one. You know what? I'm going to link in the description that other episode because that other episode goes into it. If you guys want this lawsuit and a little bit more on it. But this is the update on that one. So defendant's motion to dismiss has to be filed by October 10th. So the Key Investment Group and all of these people they have to have their motion to dismiss against the FTC by October 10th. And then the FTC will reply by November 10th. And then the defendant will reply by November 24th. And so those are the dates for all the upcoming stuff. And then I did go ahead and link on Court Listener. Here is the full docket. And I believe, yeah, so a lot of it is just on Pacer. The last thing was the briefing schedule, what I just showed you, the main document. And so we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens with FTC versus Key Investment Group, because this one is one to keep an eye on because this was the Swifties who started to contact the FTC over the Eras ticket tour or Eras tours or the tickets for the Eras tour. Sorry. And so let me read the chat real quick before we get into the Ticketmaster versus FTC. So they just went after the big dogs. So let's go read the chat and see what's going on. Oh, wow. I missed a lot, guys. So let me see. Yes, both Disney and Paramount and RR have a big deal going on. Yeah. And this one is FTC and Ticketmaster. So it's like celebrity adjacent. And so I feel like those other ones were celebrity adjacent. I don't know. I'm like really into all those. At CinemaCon in Vegas, they announced Paul Feig gets a Paramount deal also. Oh, of course. Of course he does. Good morning, Sunny. I'm excited to go over these news with you too. It's a little bit of a break from Baldoni and Blake, and it's spicy because this FTC Ticketmaster thing is it's going to change the way tickets are bought and sold. It says you really think there will be a settlement. Maybe it depends on what happens with the zoning and the. I call that Voldemort now. We can't say that word because it seems like a lot of creators were being silenced for that word. So I'm calling it Voldemort. That shall not be named. But yeah, I mean, it could depend on that. I don't know. I've heard a lot of chatter with like what's going to be left in um her actions, whether she's going to have enough or what. And then with the Taylor Swift text. So that's just me. I think that there is a good chance that there might be a settlement. I don't think they'll settle if there's an NDA enforced into it because Blake will force an NDA and no way will the good guys fall for it. Yeah, that's one thing that some people think they'll take it all the way because Baldoni wants to clear his name and he's going to take it all the way. My wish is settlement for the civil case and to start a criminal case. Oh, look at you, PB. Criminal when it comes to like what, like Rico maybe, or he needs to write a tell-all. Yes. Justin. Well, he already kind of did write his tell-all with the timeline and the lawsuit info timeline website. How can you contact me, Sunny? You can DM me on X. I don't know if that's talking to me or who, but did you hear the head of Live Nation saying concert tickets are too low? He compared it to people paying $70K for a court-side basketball ticket and says he wants the prices to go up. Elena, where did he say this? I did not hear that. It's like they bought their tickets at Rent-A-Center. Oh, Laura, you were talking to Laura. Okay, hopefully it's not Sith Lord Lyman as a judge. I love it when Swifties do good things. They aren't always nice, but this one will change ticket sales for everyone. Yeah. You know what? I have no smoke with Swifties, actually. I deleted everything that when me and the Swifties had smoke because I was like, I don't want no smoke with Swifties. I like the Easter egg hunting and the new romantic stuff, and I mean they're crazy, and I'll never go up against a Swiftie. Um, and if it turns out that Taylor is anti Baldoni or she had anything to do with it, then at that point I'll go anti Taylor. But I don't know. It seems like she just doesn't want it exposed because I feel like she did try to cooperate for that deposition. Um, but then when like they put it in court docs, then her lawyers are like, well, no, she said that she would do it, but not da da da. So I think it's more like her lawyers and not her. But I don't know. I don't know. Um, I think I selfishly just like to follow the little Easter eggs, and I think it's fun. And so I don't want to like mess that up. Oh, wiretapping, for example. Ooh, maybe. Thank you, Elena. Yeah, if you can find the link and post it, that would be great. So let's get into it. Obviously, because we don't like to get in trouble in here, we're just going to use Ticketmaster. But there's actually two. If you can look here, there's two people who are being, and I guess I accidentally said it when I was reading the comment, but that are being sued. But we're not going to say this name because these are people that they go the same way with like CEO of UMG and other people that I don't like to mention or name or talk about. But we're just going to go with Ticketmaster. So it says the FTC alleged in their complaint that California-based Ticketmaster LLC and its parent company, blank, collectively Ticketmaster, deceived artists and consumers by engaging in bait and switch pricing through advertising lower prices for tickets than what consumers must pay to purchase tickets. Deceptively claimed to impose strict limits on the number of tickets that consumers could purchase for an event, even though ticket brokers routinely and substantially exceeded those limits and sold millions of tickets, often at much higher cost to consumers, on its resale platform that those brokers obtained in excess of artists' ticket limits. So I had this theory. Did they collect Discovery and the Key Investment Group reseller? Because basically what this is saying is that they were helping the resellers accomplish this. And so I'm wondering, but then I looked and I was like, well, there hasn't been discovery yet because they're still in the motion to dismiss stage. It's fairly, new. But I'm wondering, are the lawyers in talks or something? Because it seems really weird that now they're getting this is this is a week ago, 7 days ago. No, wait, 10 days ago. 11, sorry. 11 days ago. Um, and then the other lawsuit was in August 18th, a month ago. So I'm just wondering, this is just me spitballing for entertainment purposes, like, President Donald Trump made it clear in his March executive order that the federal government must protect Americans from being ripped off when they buy tickets to live events. American live entertainment is the best in the world and should be accessible to all of us. It should not cost an arm and a leg to take the family to a baseball game or to attend your favorite musician's show. The Trump Van's FTC is working hard to ensure that fans have a shot at buying fair price tickets, and today's lawsuit is a monumental step in that direction. Ticketmaster is the leading provider of tickets for concerts, controlling about 80% or more of major concert venues, primary ticketing, and it also has a growing share of ticket resales in the secondary market. From 2019 to 2024 alone, consumers spent more than $82.6 billion purchasing tickets from Ticketmaster. The FTC alleges that in public, Ticketmaster maintains that its business model is at odds with brokers that routinely exceed ticket limits. But in private, Ticketmaster acknowledged that its business model and bottom line benefit from brokers preventing the ordinary American from purchasing tickets. So this is what the FTC complaint alleges. Despite implementing security measures, Ticketmaster is aware that brokers routinely bypass it. Ticketmaster nevertheless allows the brokers to post these illegally obtained tickets for resale on its platform, and it profits from the additional fees and markups it unilaterally adds to the resale ticket. In fact, a senior Ticketmaster executive admitted in an internal email that copied leadership that the companies turn a blind eye as a matter of policy. For example, an IRS or an internal review showed that just 5 brokers controlled 6,345 Ticketmaster accounts and possessed 246,407 concert tickets to 2,594 events. Ticketmaster and LiveLation even offer technological support to brokers through a software platform called Trade Desk, which enables brokers to track and aggregate tickets purchased from multiple Ticketmaster accounts into a single interface. Through Trade Desk, Ticketmaster can identify which high-volume brokers are exceeding ticket limits through the use of hundreds or even thousands of ticket accounts. So they did find something in some kind of internal email. So where did that internal email come from? These are whistleblowers. The companies also have consistently declined to deploy additional technology that would more effectively prevent brokers from evading ticket limits. For example, the company in 2021 opted against using third-party identity verification because it was way too effective. They deceived the American people by advertising list prices for tickets that were substantially lower than the actual cost that consumers paid after fees. And this is where the Bad Bunny fans come in, because this started in California. Let me see if I have it here. Did I pull it up? Let me see. Yeah, here it is. It says, Judge, this was an article that was posted in March, but it was basically saying, like, y'all need to, but this is where I found that it was the Bad Bunny people. What was it? So it says, okay, right here. Fans of other big acts from Beyonce to Bad Bunny have also sued for violations of antitrust and anti-racketeering. Bad Bunny fans among those alleging bad conduct by Ticketmaster. So this was in December 17 of 2024. So California concert goers alleged antitrust and RICO violations against 1,000-pound live entertainment and ticketing gorilla Ticketmaster. So this is where they were saying that, for example, the tickets cost, where was it? Or maybe it didn't break down the ticket cost. But this is where I somehow, there's the Taylor Swift Eras tour also. So it happened almost around the same time. But it had like the breakdown of the ticket prices where somebody tried to buy it for $200 and ended up being like $600 by the very end for 2 tickets. So yeah, so kudos to the Bad Bunny fans and kudos to the Swifties and the Beyonce fans and any other fans that actually were, fighting for this. And kudos to the Trump Van's FTC for actually, following through and getting all this evidence, it looks like. It says, despite the public claiming that they support consumers knowing the full cost of their tickets from the start, companies executives acknowledged internally, so they have internal docs, that Ticketmaster engaged in deceptive pricing and deliberately continued that approach after internal research showed consumers were less likely to purchase tickets when they are informed of the true cost up front. And this was something that happened with Airbnb as well, because I don't know if they were sued or what, but if you guys remember when Airbnb, you used to go into Airbnb to get a rental, it would say a price, and then by the time you went to go check out, there was like fees and cleaning fees and extra administrative fees, and then it'd be like a bunch, and then they had to change it to where it shows you the full price right away. So I'm not sure if they got sued too, but that was a problem that I remember a lot of people complained about that too. Um, in the marketplace. So it says that these practices violate the Better Online Ticket Sales Act. Um, so yeah, so they filed all this, and so I have the link down there. So this one I just had the Pacer monitor because it wasn't on Court Listener, because I believe it's not in California. I forget where it's at, but um, the last thing was that they served. Um, it says waiver of service. So those are the last documents. There was because it's a bunch of different states that are suing. It's Illinois, Virginia, Nebraska, Utah, Tennessee, Colorado. So it's the attorney generals of all these states. Florida. Um, okay, so it says waiver sent by plaintiff on 9/24. Answer is due by 11/24. So they all served, I'm assuming, Ticketmaster, and so the answer is due by November 24th. And then I also linked the actual suit because I did download that. And yeah, it says plaintiff Tennessee, Nebraska, Illinois, has all of the, so it's 84 pages. It's pretty girthy, but if you guys want to go ahead and read through that, the link is below. And I'm just going to go through this article that kind of summarizes it. Which we already kind of read what the FTC released, but so this, the agency said in a news release, that's what we just read. It says the FTC suit were attorney generals in Colorado, Florida, Illinois, Nebraska, Tennessee, Utah, and Virginia. So yeah, it just quotes from there. Let's see. It's saying that they're accusing these companies of illegally monopolizing the live entertainment industry. The suit alleges that Ticketmaster violated antitrust laws. Other ticket sellers applauded the FTC's suit against Live Nation and Ticketmaster. It says the FTC's action underscores the importance of ticketing market built on robust competition, full pricing disclosure, and the freedom to transfer tickets easily, said a spokesperson for the Coalition for Ticket Fairness, an advocacy group representing smaller vendors of event tickets. A healthy competitive marketplace empowers artists and venues with more choices and fairer terms while giving fans the value and optionality they deserve, creating a ticket system that works for everybody. So that's that, you guys. You have all the links to everything so you can keep informed on it, and we will update you as we go. Let me check the comments and pull this back up here. Let's see. What the comments are saying. I don't remember that interview. Being horrified that some concerts were charging $50 to $75 a ticket. Oh my God, he'd be so horrified now. I mean, I went to go look at Backstreet Boys tickets for the Sphere because they actually did so well at the Sphere that they added shows, and they're going to be back on Christmas. And I saw Perez Hilton posting, and I've seen Backstreet Boys a bunch of times. I've been on stage with Backstreet Boys. I've done a ton of meet and greets. I did a party with the Backstreet Boys. I've done a ton with the Backstreet Boys, but the Sphere looked really, really cool. And when I looked at tickets, they started at like $600. And I was like, wait, what? $600 each. And these were just like the lower, like all the lower seats were in like the thousands. And so I was like, wait, what? So I don't know if that was already with resellers because it was the next day after the second set went on sale, or if it's because it's Christmas or what. But yeah, they were pretty pricey. I should actually just go see what they are right now as of today. Because I was just like, what? Like, so this is for December 26th, which is the day after Christmas. Oh, they've gone up. Look, 946. I was like, wait, what? And this is way back here. 900. Oh, no, this is for verify. Oh, this is for 2 tickets. Because over here it says 946. No, 1893. Yeah. So let me see. How much is that ticket? Oh, 392. So I guess here it doesn't show you. So maybe that's what I was seeing. I was just seeing whatever it showed you on the left. I mean on the right. So yeah. So I guess you can get them in the nosebleeds for 392. But still, that's a lot for a concert ticket. I was thinking like 100, 200 bucks, something. But I haven't gone to a concert in a while. But yeah, that was one where I was just like, oh, you can't see it because I didn't have the. Dang it! Sorry. Let me share the screen again. Sorry about that, guys. So this is the Backstreet Boys tickets. So they were for in the nosebleeds over here. See, but when you first sign in, it says featured, and the ones that it features are like 900, 1,000. So the standing room ones are 377. But still, I felt like it was super expensive. I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. Eddie Vedder gives no Fs. That's why I like him. He only speaks for the little guy. He fought for the WM3 to be released to donated to their legal fund. What was Eddie Vedder? And then Pearl Jam was seated at the same table at Ticketmaster at an award. Okay, I don't know what happened. It just like maybe I shouldn't be talking about Ticketmaster no more. It just everything just crashed. Now all my thumbnails left. Let me pull up my thumbnail again. I don't know what happened, y'all. Everything just went dark. Yeah, my computer's acting super funny. Windows are just opening. Hold on. It was so funny because I was like, we were just not having any technical difficulties, and now. Okay, there, I got my thumbnail back. But good morning, DFJ. Ray LaMontagne was coming to my hometown, Asheville, and to get a seat on the floor at the back was $700. No thanks. Yeah, it's a lot. No, Periwinkle. I found some for 374. It said GA, so that's 600 for 2 tickets. It's not too bad. But I just thought, like, tickets used to be like 100, 200 bucks. But I guess that's, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been to a concert in a while. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next thing, so that way I don't get banned or anything. I didn't even say the LN word either. But speaking of LN, before we move on, there's actually another lawsuit against them. It's you guys putting their name in the chat, DFJ. Call him Voldemort, Shiro. I don't even say his name at all. And no, I was talking about the Airbnb prices. That's what I was talking about. Like how the prices have to be they have to tell you the prices right away. But this is another suit against Ticketmaster and LN. I'm going to pair this one up. I just wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek. I'm going to pair this one up with the Spencer Pratt one. The Spencer Pratt one is, you guys remember the fire aid and all that, Palisades Fire? Well, there's some news on that. And so I still need to do an episode on that, which will probably be this week sometime, as well as the Kevin Costner one. But I'm going to team this one up when I do Spencer Pratt, because this was just filed Tuesday in the Central District of California. And it's Trident Concert Productions versus Ticketmaster, LN, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, and everyone else in connection with the Greek theater and the mishandling of the Palisades fire. So I'm pretty sure this has to do with fire aid. I haven't read the doc yet because I just saw this. See, it was filed yesterday, or it was posted yesterday. So I haven't gone through it. It's 110 pages, so I'm gonna have to read through it and see what it is. But it looks like it's the Los Angeles Fire Department, all that stuff. So I'm gonna look into what that is, and we'll team it up with the Spencer Pratt one. But in the meantime, let's move on to the Bad Bunny news that he was at the Super Bowl. How does everyone feel about this being headliner? Was the word I was looking for earlier. Shapoopoo. Ooh, I like that one. That fire aid was a huge scam. Yeah, and I wanna see what else is going on because Spencer Pratt is not letting go. And it's so funny because Katie Pope on TikTok, if you guys know her from the Baldoni Lively, she's a Baldoni Lively creator. She went out to dinner last night and Karen Bass was sitting next to them. So she was like, oh, spicy. She was trying to get Spencer Pratt to go down there, but yeah, they were at a sushi place and she was sitting there next to him. So there's a little bit of tea there. How'd you watch the Taylor Swift concert for free, Joe, on TV? Um, so what else is going on? Okay. Hope you had earplugs. Who's saying? Okay. So let's move on to Bad Bunny. What do you guys think about Bad Bunny being the headliner? There's a lot of people who aren't happy with Bad Bunny being the headliner. Um, my Roman Empire, while everybody was arguing about whether, the conservatives were going to have a fit or whether he wasn't, fit for the NFL or all these other things, all I could think about, I was not normal. All I could think about was like, wait, what about his lawsuits? What does this mean for the lawsuits? Because remember, if you guys watched the Bad Bunny lawsuit, I linked it in the description if y'all haven't seen that episode. But if you guys watch that, um, he's got 3 lawsuits. One is someone suing him for the casita, that's the set that he featured in his residency, which was this old man who they said, can we use your casita for our video? And then later on went and measured it and like did a complete replica for his tour. And so I'm wondering, like, is he going to have the casita for the Super Bowl halftime show? Can he not have the casita? Because one of the reasons why people are like, I wonder why they got Bad Bunny. Well, they got Bad Bunny because he's already doing a tour. He's already prepped for doing a set list and all that stuff. Because remember, they have to pay for everything themselves. The NFL doesn't pay them. And if the gossip is true that Taylor Swift was originally lined up and she backed out at the last minute because she wanted to plug stuff, plug her album or plug things that that they told her no on or whatever. If the rumors of that is true, and then they had to get someone like super last minute, who else was better prepared than Bad Bunny? Because literally he is the cultural moment right now. He's on Saturday Night Live. They're literally propping him up everywhere where you can, and he's doing this whole album about Puerto Rico and the colonialism and all that stuff that a lot of people don't agree with, because obviously it's a lot of it is performative, and I might get some slack for that. I don't want the Bad Bunnies. What do they call the Bad Bunny fans? I don't want them coming after me. But he said some stuff about ICE. I don't know if it's going to be in this article. Let's go ahead and read this and see what they say. He says, "This is for my people, my culture, and our history." Bad Bunny is ready to get his game face on. The 31-year-old rapper born Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio will perform the halftime show during Super Bowl. The NFL made the announcement last night. In an Instagram post shared by Bad Bunny, the musician could be seen sitting on a goalpost on a beach with the colorful sunset as the camera panned over text, teasing the upcoming halftime show. And then he spoke on X and said, "I've been thinking about it in these days, and after discussing it with my team, I think I'll just do one date in the United States." A reference to his decision to skip touring the country for his DTMF tour due to President Donald Trump's use of U.S. Immigration and Customs ICE for immigration crackdown. And so I had some thoughts on this because I was thinking about it last night, and I was like, okay, he's saying that there's going to be ICE people outside of his concerts, and so he doesn't want people in the U.S., or he's afraid that his fans will get caught up with ICE. But it's like, okay, so for one, you're saying that all these other Latino artists, there's 60 Latino artists currently on tour in the US currently now. That includes Shakira, who I don't know if she's currently on it, but she had dates for 2025. I Googled 2025. norteño groups, like real Latin, artists. So you're saying that they don't care about their fans because they're still touring? Because there is absolutely no evidence that ICE is outside any concerts or trying to entrap people or anything. They even came out and said, like, this is ridiculous, it's fear mongering, it's not true. So one of the things that I noticed of his statement yesterday, he said, I discussed it with my team and I think I'll just do one date in the United States. And I'm wondering if there is someone on his team, whether it's his tour team or something, that is not legal or something and can't be in the United States. And maybe that's why, because otherwise it just doesn't make any sense to me, because he's either saying, he says, you can come and see me in Puerto Rico or in another country. But I'm like, well, if they're not legal, they need a real ID to travel to other countries and to Puerto Rico. And wouldn't you think that then your fans couldn't get there? So I feel like it's almost like isolating his fans that aren't legal. Like you're saying, you're scaring them, saying they can't go to concerts because they'll get arrested, when there's no proof that anybody's ever been arrested outside of a concert ever since, I started arresting people. And the only proof that I could find, and if you guys can find anything, please send it to me, but all I could find was a swap meet concert that got canceled out of an abundance of caution because two people had gotten arrested prior to that. And they had prior criminal offenses, and so they were tracked down. They were part of the I guess, the ICE raids or whatever. So anyway, so I thought that was something unusual about it. Give me 1 second, because my computer's on low. Let me see. What do I have? I still have 10%. I should be okay. I should be okay to finish the show because we're almost done. So I was going to go try and find a charger. But okay. So yeah, that's the whole thing about it. And so one of the things, I digress with the legal stuff, but one of the things he's saying, the most recent halftime show was with Kendrick and he had all these features. So what about his features? So this is what Benito and Bad Bunny, I have it over here. This is, so this was Mr. Hove. And that's why I'm like, I don't go up against anyone who's co-signed by Mr. Hove. So Benito, you're good in my book. I don't want no smoke from the Benito fans or Mr. Hove, because it seems like he's co-signed him and said, what Benito has done and continues to do for Puerto Rico is really inspiring. We are honored to have him on the world's biggest stage. And so for people who are wondering why he's going to be, ever since Rock Nation came on in 2019, a lot of the performers, like Rihanna did a tribute to Caribbean music. Kendrick did a tribute to, Black Americans. And it always seemed like there was some kind of like political statement or also like racial element to it, and that he's trying to, give voice to these artists and their music. And I actually deep dived into Benito's album. And I mean, what he says about Puerto Rican history, some of it is true, but it's also very contradictory to his actions, as far as like he talks about colonialism and gentrification of Puerto Rico and stuff. But somebody wrote a really good article after his residency that stated that he could have been like Puerto Rico's demise by having that residency, because there were so many people who visited Puerto Rico that normally wouldn't have, that then later were like, oh, we want to move here. And there's already a housing shortage. They talked about how even him trying to bring tourism to Puerto Rico, how all of that went to American owners of Airbnbs, of people who were staying in the Airbnb. So it wasn't really putting money back into the local culture as much as he wanted to. While there was some money put into the local culture, the article talked about T-Mobile was there and Wendy's was there and all these like corporate stuff was there that was actually making money. So there's a lot of contradictions, but it was really awesome to look into the album and what he's trying to say, because in a way it is respectable. He's trying to send a message, a political message. He's using these Afro-Caribbean beats and reggaeton music to speak on political things and stuff. And I honestly thought that most of the album was about Kendall Jenner and him missing her. So I had to re-listen to some of those songs, because I thought DTMF, it was about, I wish I would have taken more pictures of you. I thought it was about Kendall, but it's about Puerto Rico and how he wishes he had like taken more snapshots of him being in Puerto Rico and stuff. So I had to listen to some of the lyrics of it, because I swear I thought both Un Verano Sin Ti and DTMF was about So they're saying I wouldn't waste time. It's can you briefly tell us who Bad Bunny is? Yes. So Bad Bunny started way back in 2016, and he started doing trap urban Latino. Uh, I don't know if you guys know who Daddy Yankee is, but he came out as kind of like the new Daddy Yankee. He was from Puerto Rico. He started with some Puerto Rican artists. Started to do reggaeton music with J Balvin, who's really big in reggaeton, and then he kind of became like the queer reggaeton artist. He brought queerness into reggaeton. He would paint his nails and things like that, and he had a different like pizzazz, I guess, to it. So he stood out, and he really fought in the reggaeton industry for a while, from like 2017, 2018. Then he did "I Like It," which a lot of you guys will probably know. That'll probably be one of the hits that he plays. It's "I Like It Like That." It was Pete Rodriguez who originally did the beat. Cardi B took the sample, then featured Bad Bunny, and that's when he started to get big. Was around 2018 when he did that with Cardi B, and then he did Mia with Drake, and that's Drake speaking Spanish, which is a really cool song. So then he started getting like more into the US market, and then 2019 he started attending the Met Gala, and he became really big in fashion. He now has like a sports agency that he runs. He signs a lot of Puerto Rican baseball stars. I think they just signed someone for the San Diego Padres. So he's big in fashion. He's got the sports agency. He's up and coming. He was dating Kendall Jenner, so I don't know if that boosted him, or if he kind of had the Kendall curse there for a while. But um, it seems like he's back up and coming now. Like he's just got that residency that sold out in Puerto Rico, and now he's going on a world tour. So he's basically a reggaeton artist. He does urban trap and a lot of that style of music. Um, no one knows who he is. A quick description. So I hope that kind of helped of who he was. That's a quick description. What else do I know about him? I mean, I only know him because I followed artists like Raúl Alejandro, Enrique Iglesias, a lot of the artists that featured him, Ricky Martin, which are some of the features that I think he might have, because he's saying that it's going to be based on Puerto Rican culture. So I think he might bring out J-Lo. J-Lo had him as a feature. She's a Puerto Rican artist. I think he's going to highlight Puerto Rican artists. Um, he might bring out Enrique Iglesias, because Enrique Iglesias' dad, Julio Iglesias, is the number 1 Latin artist, highest in history, and then Bad Bunny is right underneath him, like by like I don't know 0.9 million difference. So I mean, Julio Iglesias, this is after a what 4 decade career or something like that, and this is Bad Bunny with less than 10 years. He's only been around since 2016. So going on 10 years here by the time he does the Super Bowl. So he's big. I mean, when people are like, "Oh, well, I don't know who he is," he performed at the American Music Awards a couple times. He's performed at Billboard Awards a couple times, but he wasn't really that known until he started dating Kendall. And even sometimes people were like, "Oh, that's Kendall Jenner's boyfriend." But I think in Latino culture, he's known a lot more because he's worked with a lot of really big, famous Latino artists. And all of these artists that he's featured on, they're all top 10 Latino artists, like the top 10 in all of US history. People like J-Lo, people like Carol G, she's number 5, I think now. Um, Enrique, Raúl Alejandro, all them. So I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of features, but the thing that I'm wondering about is whether, well, one of them was Drake. I said, okay, but will he bring out Drake for Mia, or will Rock not have that because of the Kendrick beef? And then somebody had posted, Drake won't even want to do it. And someone put, good question. But so this is what he used to look like. So it's funny because he reminds me of like people like Sam Smith, Little Nas X, that got like changed in the industry, because he used to be super hip hop. Like I said, he did urban trap, like rap, when he first started, and then he moved into the reggaeton space. And yeah, so look at his look before, and then look at his look after. I mean, and then with the dresses and stuff that he's wearing now. So it reminds me, like, it's very Sam Smith, very Little Nas X coded, that like, now with the dresses and the high fashion and getting invited to all these events. So it's definitely a little weird for people who've known him since way back when. But I don't foresee him bringing out Drake, but I don't know if he's able to bring out all these other artists because they're currently in a lawsuit for all these songs, like I Like It and all that. They're saying that they use the is it the dembo rhythm, which is an Afro beats rhythm. And if you guys saw that episode, it was about whether you can copyright a whole genre, because they wanted to copyright the Afro beats genre, saying that reggaeton took a song from them that has that beat. And so I'm wondering, is he going to be able, because they're in current lawsuits for that, and then his song from I believe it's DTMF, the song is called Enséñame a Bailar. um, he's getting sued by Joe Boy, who's an Afrobeats artist, saying that he sampled his song and he didn't get compensated. So will he not be able to play that song? So I was thinking about set lists, collaborations, whether or not the lawsuit would affect it. And I did ask ChatGPT because I didn't know like who else to ask, or if any lawyers are in the chat who would know. But ChatGPT basically said that no, it wouldn't affect it, like the actual performance, but that maybe future, because there's no decision yet, but maybe future, like say like if it's streamed later, and say that um Steely is the guy who's suing about the Afro beats. If he wins, then he can later get compensation for that, for any like songs that were used in there, because most of those artists are also getting sued by Steely. It's Jennifer Lopez and Carol G and all them. They're all getting sued for all these songs, and most reggaeton songs basically saying that they stole the rhythm from Afro beats. So that's my Roman Empire right now. Since that Super Bowl came out. So you never listened to his? Was it a Jenner? Yeah, it was a Jenner. It was Kendall Jenner. No, Bunny is not short for Benito. He's named Bad Bunny because he got a costume, like a little bunny onesie suit or whatever, and his mom called him the little bad bunny in Spanish, el conejito malo in Spanish, and so it became Bad Bunny. Yeah, it was Kendall Jenner. So let's continue with um the our nation haven't been very good. Yeah, Nipplegate was very poor. Sorry, I'm like way behind. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, he didn't break his knee. I think he just like fractured it or hurt it for that time just jumping around. But yeah, you're right, he did. Um, so that's the Bad Bunny of it all, whether or not these lawsuits are going to affect him. So if you guys are interested in the lawsuits, they're actually pretty interesting. I've been delving into the music that he did for his latest album and all the instruments he put into it. And so I think like as a fan of music, as far as like beats and drums and trumpets and all that stuff, I'm looking forward to the performance. But as far as the style of music, and there's a lot of people who have been to his concerts and shows and said that it gets pretty dark. I'm hoping he doesn't do any of his dark music. We're going to talk about that in the episode tonight. We're doing for Crime Chatter about dark themes in music and how that can get into people's brains and stuff like that. So we'll delve into that. But as a fan of music, I've been learning a lot about the different Afro-Caribbean inspirations, Puerto Rican inspirations, something called bomba, um, and how it was used to be considered noise, and how people would get arrested for it and stuff, and just the cultural significance in Puerto Rico, which I don't know. To me, it's just all interesting, all the music stuff. But if you guys want to see that episode, it's really interesting. It's the Bad Bunny one on my live. So we're going to move into Life of a Showgirl and whether there's any Easter eggs incoming in the new album, and will it be about Blake? Is there a grand reveal coming? Life of a Showgirl, Weird Easter Eggs Decoded. The Fate of Ophelia is what's going to be coming out in theaters, and then she's going to be on the Graham Norton Show and the Tonight Show, airing October 3rd and October 6th. We can't help wondering whether the titular showgirl had more coming before the final curtain call. Some weird Easter eggs have Entertainment Weekly Swifty senses tingling, so let's break it all down. So these are some of the Easter eggs that they found. In it, Swift poses next to a wall of photos of herself, all from the Showgirl album photo shoot. And curiously, in the top corner of one of those, there's 2 exit signs that can be seen. In fact, they kind of stick out when compared to the other photos Swift poses next to. This isn't the first time double exit signs have popped up in recent promos, though, and in the very beginning of a video shared on Swift socials tied to the reveal of the Showgirl cardigan box sets. Two neon exit signs are clearly shown behind the singer-songwriter as she works on some kind of film set while wearing said cardigan. And I'm wondering if the cardigans aren't like, remember when Blake and all them were wearing those blue and pink cardigans? I wonder if that's not like messing with them there. But it says, in fact, the camera almost seems to purposely tilt up for reveal to the second exit sign above his head. The full-size version of the Baby That's Show Business variant cover also features two glowing exit signs. All of this wouldn't have necessarily piqued our curiosity if it wasn't for a few things. It says, a showgirl knows how to save some of her best tricks for the grand finale. I always thought that this is about Blake and them, that there's going to be music about her or something. It would suggest that some tricks, but not all, have been played. Taylor Nation to support the signed CD variants that were announced Friday has started to use similar language as well, with posts mentioning a grand finale in our showgirl's next trick. And so they're basically saying exit stage left. Anyone? I don't know. I feel like it has something to do with Blake and acting and like all of that, their friendship. But I know a lot of people are like, not everything's about Blake, but anyway, so that's one of the Easter eggs that they were saying that they saw was the arrows, exit stage left. They're thinking, what is the encore? I heard from Notorious Raven over on TikTok, who does that. She posted a video that said that she was going to try and break the internet by break the Billboard 100 by releasing all of her unreleased tracks. And it was going to be 100 songs. That's going to be her encore performance. It's going to be Life of a Showgirl. And then she's going to release all the re-recordings and unreleased tracks, that were like not part of the recordings, because it was something about how she owned all of her music and some Easter eggs there. So I don't know. That's another thing that it might be. She did say that there was only 12 songs, that there wasn't going to be any more, but some people say that there's going to be an encore. And so I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's going to be about Blake Lively? I mean, there's still a chance that she might be getting deposed if they tracked her down, right? Because I wonder, like, would we know if they actually tracked her down before tomorrow? Would we know? If there's a Blake diss track, then Taylor will have earned another woman into her army. I wonder. No, I didn't see that. Jamie Heath posted for his anniversary and talked about staring into his wife's eyes. Total shade. Because of the dance video where she calls it psychotic to stare into someone's eyes. They're so smart for doing all those little digs. So they're even getting into the Easter eggs, I guess, right? Elena says, I'm still hoping for the Blake diss track. So, yeah, I don't know if there's going to be a Drake diss track or not, but that's the Taylor Swift of it all. Everyone's getting excited for the album drop and all the Easter eggs. I just want to see if Faith of Ophelia is going to be about Blake and which songs are going to be about her. And so, yeah, let's move on to our last story before we leave for the day. And this is the Kardashians threatened legal action against Perez. So he did an episode. Go watch him and support Perez. He's so animated, but he ends up reading all like the legal letter, and I think it's here.
If you don't understand the rules of power, you will certainly lose to someone who does.
In here. So sorry about that. Okay, here we go. So it's
I'm going to send them a link to.
It's what he wrote back. He was like, hey, Carly, thanks for reaching out. And he does it's so funny. You guys need to go watch it because it's so funny. He's like, bad move. And he's like, I'm going to CC Chris, because he basically says Chris and Kim have his address. So if you guys are barely chiming in and missed the episode from last week, we reported on a rumor that Ray J had said on a podcast that he was working with the feds to get a RICO case against Kim K and Kris Jenner. And I had even said, like, this is just a rumor and I'm probably not going to say anything because, there's some stuff that we don't talk about because, and sure enough, right, like in a couple hours later, all these creators started to get these cease and desists. I didn't get one. I know Andy reported on it. He said he didn't get one, but Perez got one. And even though in his reporting he did say like this is alleged or whatever, but this is why I always have my little ticker and it's allegedly, because you never know. But I guess it just went out to maybe the biggest people. But so the funny part about this is that people actually did take it down. So I thought at first it was just Perez that got, singled out, but then it turns out that no, it was sent to everyone. That's why I said to whom it may concern, and it wasn't addressed to Perez because he was wondering why. And y'all go watch the video because he's so animated about it and he gives a lot more deets. So I'm just giving you guys kind of like the quick version since we're wrapping up here. But so if you click here, let me see, am I sharing the tab? Okay, so this is Ray J. This is all the news about Ray J. So Hot 97 article can't be found. This is Ray J claims RICO threat can't be found. The source, Ray J believes Kardashians could face RICO. Oh, did I freeze up? Oh, it won't even open it. So this one won't open it. I had all the screenshots up on this. So I have screenshots. Maybe I'll post them to my ex so you guys can see all the screenshots. Page 6 still has theirs up. Rolling Out was another one that Rolling Out, they 404 not found. They took theirs down. So it worked on some people, and then some people just decided not to take it down. The Source magazine. Oh, I think I tried to click on it. You can't even click on it. Okay, but yeah, they took it down. Yahoo also took it down. Oh, this is from the Globe, so they redirected. But I have another screenshot from Yahoo that did take it down. I think it might be this one. No, maybe that's not that one. But I had another one that I screenshot it from. And it doesn't seem like TMZ took theirs down. Look, no, TMZ's is still there. But like I said, a lot of people took theirs down because of that cease and desist letter that she sent. But see, I'm wondering why TMZ and Page 6 did not take it down. I know all like the radio stations took it down. Oh, wait, not this one, but Hot 97 did. Hot New Hip Hop did not take it down. Oh, this is something different. So yeah, so there was a ton more people that had reported it, but a lot of it was taken down. So it actually worked. So I just thought that was crazy that creators were silenced and it was just a rumor. And also, like, people wouldn't tell them if they were being investigated. So in the letter, they said something like, "Oh, we haven't been notified that they're investigating us." And I was like asking one of my friends, I was like, "Do they usually notify you if they're investigating you?" And they're like, "No." So, anyways, I think that's our show, you guys. That's all I've got for today. With Blake Lively, we don't have time to go over anything on that, but maybe I'll do another video or we'll cover it tomorrow because I know I get bigger crowds when I cover Blake. But this was something fun that we could do. Let me just look at the chat. Any other questions you guys have? Tomorrow's show, I'm thinking it's probably going to be Spencer Pratt unless something else pops off. The depositions are tomorrow for a lot of the Baldoni depositions. I know that. And so all these deadlines are coming up. So I'm sure we'll see. Like I said, I want to do that episode on the motions for the pleadings because I thought it was really interesting how different lawyers thought that maybe different actions would make it and whatnot. Let's see what everyone's saying. Let's see. Blake is a narcissist. Okay. Thank you, Miley. Great show. Thank you so much. No, thank you guys. Yeah, 3 depositions tomorrow. Put in a little bit of Blake and then we can talk about Spencer. Okay, I can do that. Thank you, CJ. Great show. Thank you to the mods. Love the chat. Yes, thank you. Thank you to the mods. Thank you, DFJ and Laura. I know DFJ, she wakes up super early over there. So, yeah, so I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. And we will see you guys tonight. We are going to be doing the David episode. Let me pull it up here real quick. I know we're already going past time, but let me just pull up the... Oh, I don't have the thumbnail. Oh, I think I put it on X. Hold on. It's on my X. Yeah, so this is what we're going to go over tonight. Romanticizing homicide. We're going to be talking about some updates on the David case. The lieutenant has spoken, the robbery and homicide LAPD guy. He's actually spoken to people, so we have an update on that. And we're going to be talking about whether glamorizing homicide in the media affects young brains or not, like young kids, because of what happened to David when he was 13 and 14 and exposed to gore and things like that. And we're not saying anyone's guilty of anything or anything like that, but we're just examining, the body was found in the trunk of his car. So we're just examining his life, and also as well as these other characters, Luigi Maggioni, Inmate 214, and Brian Morphew, and we're exploring the fandom of supporters behind them. As you can see, here's a little note that they tried to sneak into Luigi Mangione at his last hearing. And then here is some little heart papers and stuff where people were putting money on 214's books already. So anyways, that's what we're going to discuss tonight. So I will see you guys there for Crime Chatter. And if not, I will see you guys tomorrow morning for Celebrity Court Chatter. So thank you guys. Have a great week. And we will see you on X or tonight. See y'all.